Why, Giggles? Why? Why you let her do that, Willow? Why you let her do that? Well, are we gonna get rain today? Possibility. Possibility. But the show must go on. It's not currently raining. So, welcome back to another Scuttlebutt, friends. What's on the agenda for today? Well, as I said, I'm going to try to get out here and do what I can as long as it's not raining. I need to move some stuff around, which yesterday I got stuck. Yeah, lawnmower, my trusty steed. So I'm back yonder way. I don't know, you might be able to see some stuff, but that video is coming out. I know I said I haven't had a video coming out on the main channel in a hot minute, so we didn't meet our Monday deadline. We didn't meet our Wednesday deadline. I'm trying to get the Friday deadline done, and I still, so basically it's going to be two parts, right? Part one is done because we had some stuff going on with chickens, right? This is kind of an extenuation, I guess, to the chicken coop type stuff. But before we can do the chicken coop, I have to build something, and then that building of something, I have to move something, right? So that's kind of what that is all about. And also caring, for the hurt chicken. Yeah, so she got tore up pretty bad. And then, yeah, and sneak peek, fencing, good stuff. So yeah, we got that going on. That's one roll. The other roll should be here today, and then we'll get crack-a-lacking on that. So good stuff. Good stuff. So looking into weather reports and stuff like that, it does look like after today that it's all sunshine for like a good week. So it's gonna be hot. It's gonna be miserable. I understand that. I get that. And do I have something up there now? No. It actually looked like I had a package up on my trailer in the front, but I think it's just my eyes playing tricks on me with the fender. Yeah. So, yeah, it's going to be hot, and it's just getting into summer. Obviously, the 20th is the longest day, right? So that's our summer solstice. And then after the 20th, it's all back going downhill from there, to where the days will start getting shorter and shorter. A minute here, a minute there, until we get down to winter solstice, right? And that's the shortest day of the year. So, yeah, but we're just now getting into all the heat. I know it's calling for a lot of 90-degree days thus far. Right now, it feels pretty good. I mean, it's thick. Like, the air is thick. It's just, there's so much humidity with all the rain that we've had, and it's just, that word that everybody hates to hear, the moist. It's just moist. Yeah. So, and sometimes you get out here and it's just hard to breathe because, the humidity is just so high. And then I'd love to be able to be out here, in shorts and stuff working. But whenever I'm working in an environment like this, yeah, bugs will eat you alive if you're in shorts. They already eat me alive as it is, and I'm in pants and boots with knee-high socks, right? So, yeah, that whole sweat clock, it's in full effect now. And if you're new here and you don't know anything about my sweat clock, then I'll go ahead and break that down really quick, because summertime, I'm a big boy. I'm hairy, as you can see, right? So I've incorporated a few years back what I call a sweat clock. So during the summer months, whenever I'm out here doing a job, right, I already know that my entire shirt is just going to get completely soaking wet. Other than it'll be like the little area like right down here might be the only spot that's dry, but my entire shirt will just be completely soaking wet. And then that obviously transfers down to your jeans, right? So for my sweat clock getting down to the jeans, right, once it's gotten down past my pocket, right, so you kind of look down here, my pocket is about here, so it's gonna be, mid thigh. That is time to take a break, right? At least 30 minutes to an hour, all depending. So if I'm out here and sometimes I'll get to that level, I'll only work for an hour and then I'll already get to that level, right, of sweat. So that means go take a break, rehydrate yourself, which I still will have drinks and stuff out here. Now I'll have water, and tea and stuff. I prefer unsweet tea. I know I'm from the South, but yet I drink unsweet tea. Shocker. Got it. All right. That's how my dad is. My dad drinks unsweet tea and black coffee. So I grew up with that. I prefer unsweet tea and black coffee. All right. Now, the other portion of the sweat clock is if the sweat gets down to my knees, that's the end of the day. All right. So anytime in between there, right? So once it gets down to your pockets, time to take a break. And then from there, you're just judging it. But if it gets down to where, and I don't care what time it is, if it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and the sweat is already down to my knees, I'm done for that day. So yeah, that's my sweat clock. And then sometimes I will change out shirts, right? So if I completely soak a shirt, and I know Dad would do that too. So if I completely soak through an entire shirt, I'll go change that, because the shirt is not what stops my work. It's my pants, right? Because I have a lot more shirts than I do pants. But with that being said, I'm going through a lot of water and a lot of sweat to actually soak through and get down into the pants, right? So that's the reason why I kind of set that up that way. Yeah, so hopefully, I got a lot of yard work I got to do. It's getting to that point, right, to where just so much rain, so much weather has been coming through, it just completely soaks everything down. I mean, you can see I still have running water, right? This is all water that still flows out of the ridge. It all comes from all behind that area where it's all cut out, but it just kind of flows down right here. Comes right here and then kind of goes down that way. But it's getting to the point now that it's no longer flowing, right? But we'll still have water go this way, right? Same thing, because it kind of breaks off up here. But I can see water flowing right there. It's flowing. This is all flowing water. It's hard to see that it's flowing, but it's flowing. Right? And then it comes down into here. And then we also have water coming from this way. But if you look and see, right? It's flowing water. And it'll be that way for a hot minute. So but hopefully with having at least a week's worth of sun with no rain, at least that's what they're calling for. We'll see what happens. Stuff does change. But with that being said, hopefully our ridgeline will stop seeping water. And we can actually get in and finish up the fence, get all the posts and stuff in. Huh, Giggles? What do you think about it? You good with that? Are you going to help me with the fence? You like playing with the wire. I know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh, look at that side eye. Who are you giving the side eye to? You giving that side eye? Uh-huh. All right, folks. Well, that's it. That's all we got for you today. So I'm going to get in there. I'm going to get this one loaded up for y'all. And then I'm going to get busy because, it's not raining currently. hopefully it's all going to skirt us. So I want to try to get this project knocked out today. That way I can start working on something else. All right, y'all. Well, get out there, thank a veteran every chance you get. Not only on Veterans Day. We'll see you on the next one. No, later, friends.